Hey there everyone, Luke here, and, well, made the decision. Yep, the new hat, so, yeah, I feel like, yeah, this new hat, yeah, it kind of works, even though it makes me kind of look like Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, but, hey ho, I like it. Yeah, I got this in Iceland, and fits really well. Very manoeuvrable and flexible. I mean, the other hat, it was kind of like getting a bit like too too tight for my head, but this very flexible, nice one. So yeah, we're going to be using this hat from now on. Yeah, it's pretty nice hat. But anyway, new changes, new change aside, but still the same old series. So let's just dive right into the Yozakura chapter. Okay, so this will be chapter 210, titled Guardian Hifumi. Even though, I don't know, Hifumi in this chapter, she does less guarding than actually doing it, and really this more focuses on the cat-like girl in Asa's family. So yeah, I'm not really sure on that. Not really sure on that title, but I digress. Let's just dive right into it. So it starts off from basically in the last chapter. If you remember the last chapter, Koichiro, after impersonating Taya, was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm out. So now Hifumi was just like, okay, gotta grab Uncle, gotta get him out of this situation while he's resting. But yeah, he says resting, but at this point it's more like, yeah, I'm kind of like dead, and you're gonna have to drag my corpse along, Hifumi, as she starts going through the whole of Moses Lab and being like, oh boy, steam shoots out from everywhere here. Yeah, no shit, Hifumi. You're in a volcano. Of course, steam's gonna. I'm surprised that lava's not like pouring out this moment. But anyway, I digress. She said, "I've got to be careful not to get burnt." And she's like, "Oh, Uncle Creature, are you still tired? It's dangerous here. You should probably carry yourself." Basically trying to get Courage to be like, okay, I can't carry you anymore. You gotta move. You gotta move yourself. You gotta move yourself here. And she tries everything. She's like, are you still like? No? Okay, I'm gonna have to do something that I know will get you, I know will perk you up right now. And she starts rubbing his head and being like, oh, cheer up, Uncle, please. And you could just tell, even though she's doing this, like, probably in the back of her mind, it's like, I can't believe I'm doing this, in the same manner that Creature was like, I cannot believe I'm doing this with Tab, because we know how Hifumi feels about Creature. Like, even though she knows deep down inside he's kind and caring, on the outside she's like, no, I cannot do anything with this guy whilst he's being himself. And as Hifumi comes to the realization, like, okay, this is not going to work with him, she starts reminiscing of like, oh, maybe if Alpha was with me, then maybe I'd have enough power to get Creature back on his feet. And maybe Auntie will show up, but she could still be mad. And she goes on to say, like, yeah, my arms are tired from dragging him here, but I'm worried to leave him alone. I could really use some help here. And lo and behold, we have some help, but not in the way Hifumi expected, because we have Neo. Is it Neo? Let me go through it. Pretty sure it is new. N-I-I. Flaming door. Where is it? I know it said some point in the chapter. Yeah, Ni, not Ni, new. It's Ni. So just gotta keep remembering these names at times. But yeah, it's Ni. So yeah, this chapter focuses mainly on her and her like kind of like conflicting opinions on like, can I really kill a kid? Or do I have the mentality to get away from father? Whatever that means. This is something that I actually want to know. Like, does this technically make Ni and everyone else that's part of Asa's family like relatives to the Yozakura, like just distant family relatives, or is it like a different family altogether? But I digress. We have Nee finding them and just being like, oh, you gotta be like, this was the last thing they were like, okay. I knew this was going to happen. Like, I kind of had an expectation that they would be here, but at the same time, didn't expect to run into one of the Yozakura twins. So now, crap, I've got conflicting opinions on it. And she says, I wonder what that boom was, and there's a risk, as we get the flashback of, there's a risk the Yozakura family might infiltrate Moses' volcano laboratory. Before they do that, I'd like you to retrieve something for me. Will you go and do that, please? And basically being told by Asa, like, being reminded of, like, look, if you ever see any of the Yozakura twins, they are too dangerous. So you gotta kill them on sight. And at this point, she's just like, can I really do that now that I'm in this situation? And she's just trying to eyeline her situation. Like, okay, how can I do this without discovering them? Like, how can I do this? Like, just do it quickly. Like, I'm far enough away that she hasn't noticed this. I could just snipe her, and she'd never know the difference. Like, just snipe her, bury the body, and be like, yeah, I can get out of there. But at the same time, at the same time, she knows she can't actually do that, because she's just a little kid, a poor little girl, like, who could do something like that to, like, oh, I can think of one person in the series that could do something like that. Like, just looking at one of the Yozakura twins, be like, not too dangerous, kill them on sight. It'll be Asa. Like, Asa's the only person that could actually do that. So yeah, your father is the only one that could potentially do that. Unless these characters start calling Asa father are actually the siblings of Tsubumi that have just been reanimated or have some sort of immortality ability. That could be something that's going on here. I believe I did mention that. I believe they did mention that at one point, that they could actually be siblings to Tsubumi. But I'm just reiterating it because it does seem very likely that it could actually be the case. She goes on to say, hey, she's even the same age as Yo, like the cutest age ever. I just can't do this. So, oh my god. Is Nee basically a combination of Keigo and Koricho? Because that's a scary combination if you really think about it. Now, one thing I do like about all of this is how it's been presented to us that, yes, even though these are the final opponents for the Yozakura family, they're not like mindless killing machines like Asa probably initially intended it to be. No, they act like actual people who have actual feelings, have their own conscience away from Asa. Although how much control he really has over them, that's really up to interpretation, because just one look at Asa and he's like the most terrifying thing ever that you could come across. But yeah, Nee is still being conflicted about it, especially when we have a silhouette of Asa in darkness, kind of looking like Emu from One Piece. So he's kind of looking like demonic, demonish in this sense. As she goes on and says, if I don't do what stupid dad says, I'll get in trouble. Worse, you and the others could end up as collateral damage. So basically being like, okay, you didn't do your mission, so yeah, I'm gonna knock these guys. So I guess they aren't really related to Asa. Yeah, if you could just be like, oh no, you didn't do anything, you didn't do what was said, so now your siblings you're gonna die. Nothing you can do about that, but it's your own fault, so you gotta live with the guilt. And Nee is just like, I'm trapped, my whole life sucks, there's no way out of this. And she's just being like, oh, there's no way to end it all for now, so like, please, it's like, goodbye. Wait, whoa. Is she about to... Okay, in this panel, she's got her... like a flaming tail, so is she just like about to choke the life out of herself to get out of this situation? If that's the case, that is pretty damn dark. I'm just saying. But yeah, at this point, Heal For Me, without even realising who Nee actually is, she's just like, oh hey, there's somebody actually here, hey, can you help me? And then Nea's just like freaking out at this point, like, no, keep away from me, if I'm Neo, like, no, please. And He'll finish like, excuse me, cat lady, if you have a minute, could you help me carry my uncle? I'll carry him on one end, you take him on the other. And she's just like, no. So is she just basically like a combination of Keigo, Shinso, and Koricho? Again, that's a scary combination to put all three of them together into one single character. But yeah, definitely has characters like the cowardice of Shinzo, like the cat-like mentality of Keigo, and also like, oh my god, my sibling is the cutest ever of Koricho. Like, just imagine all three of those in one body. That's a scary thought if I ever heard on. But yeah, she's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And the other thing was just like, like, she's probably like at this point bawling, right? Like, we see the panel going like near, but it's probably more like. And the other thing was just like, I can't understand a word you're saying. And at this point, Nia's just like, excuse me, why don't you just start talking to me like that, like that. Freaking no, Hiyofumi's the one actually saying this. Yeah, it's Hiyofumi saying this. Like, I couldn't even react. Seriously, you ready to hear me? No, it's Nia actually saying this. Like, okay. Oh no! I get why she's saying this. So Nia's like, excuse me, why did you start talking to me like that? Freaking, like, basically be like, yeah, I don't understand what you're saying. It's like, you're the one being freaky right here. You just strolled up totally defenseless. I couldn't even react. Seriously, girl, you're in an enemy base. 9 times out of 10, I'd be the enemy. Hell, like, oh my god, I'm starting to really like this Nia character of just being like the one who's like the most organized. Like, yeah, I'm good at, like, oh, do I really have to do it? Why am I in these situations? Like, I can't actually do that to a kid. There's no way out for me. Just being like just the most unluckiest person in the world at this point. And before he can even go on, Koricho is just like using his steel spider to try and ensnare Ni, and he's just like, heal for me, danger, enemy. And Ifrima's just like, Ifrima just being like, yeah, even though she's smart like her brother, she's still a little kid, so it's kind of like has that innocence, just like, oh no, she's not done anything to me, so she's not an enemy. If she's a bad guy, she wouldn't have hit, she wouldn't have hid, she would have just attacked us. And Nia's just like, oh my god, yes, he's right, I tried to attack you, I'm sorry. Before Hiyofumi goes on and says, but she didn't, that means she's somebody Moser caught. Yeah, that's it. So basically, Hiyofumi's just trying to find an excuse to be like, Hiyofumi at this point is just really trying to be. It's just that person who is like, you bring a friend home for the family, and you could tell instantly that, yeah, that friend's bad news. And they're just like, oh no, they're not bad news. They're just misunderstood. That's it, just misunderstood in any way. Even though the friend themselves is like, no. I am bad news for you. So anyway, continuing on, we have Hiyofumi with detective outfit out of nowhere being like, yeah, she has cat ear experiments done on her. Like, Hiyofumi, you have an uncle who's a cat boy, and you've never questioned him for his cat-like mentality. So yeah, don't be jumping to conclusions here. And by the way, Hiyofumi, no. Only Suika is the only child character in Shonen Jump that can pull off the great detective look. So nope, don't be stealing Suika's fun. That, like, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make another Dr. Stone reference, given the fact that they're in South America, which by the way. Hopefully, soon enough, we will be doing the Dr. Stone videos, me, Fex, and Party Jams. Like, it just depends when we can all have the time to actually sit down and do them. And yeah, I'm still going to be doing what's the difference between anime and manga for Season 3, Part 2. Just saying that right now. But anyway, Nia eventually does agree to help her. And they go on, and she goes on. Hiyofumi goes on and says, "Uncle's super hard to carry in lots of ways." I'm not bloody surprised she's thinking that. Before she carries on and says, "Mozu isn't going to come back here ever again. Once we finish exploring this place, you should run away from us." And Nia's just like putting on the nice face, and just being like, "Yeah, that's nice, thank you. Yeah, Sure. Before we actually get an insight to Nee's mind of just being like, oh, now what do I do? Well, she still has the totally wrong idea about me. I need to sneak away, grab that, and get the hell out of it. So it's just basically like, okay, if I could just get that thing that I need to get and then get the hell out of here, I could just probably lie to Asa and be like, yeah, I didn't run into them. I just got it, grabbed it, and got out. That's pretty much what Nia is hoping to happen happen at this point. But of course, any exploring, they eventually reach a dead end, and as Hifumi is just trying to decipher one of the worlds, Nia warns her of just being like, okay, these rocks are all fake. They're actually doors and holes. Break them or touch them with an unregistered fingerprint, and they'll trigger a trap. And this is something that she could have easily just been like, no, I'll let it trigger the trap, because if I can make it look like an accident, then I don't have any guilt. But the fact that she's not willing to do that shows that Nia's not. I actually want to know, like this is getting me more curious, like how she came into the surface of Asa. Like, is she really related to Asa? Is she not? Is she not? Because, like I said, they do have their own conscience and their own self idea about what they want to do in life. Like, they're not mindless zombies or harvested, as Asa would put it. But anyway. She goes on and says that I was just thinking that Hifumi reminds us so much of her little sister, like when she smiles, and how you're way too trusting. So I feel like this is gonna kind of be like when we get to like Yo's confrontation with the Yozakura family. It's kind of going to probably be the opposite here, where the Yozakuras will actually have to help out Yo in the same way that Nee's actually have to help out the Yozakuras in this situation. I kind of actually want that to get the different perspective of it, just like how Nia is seeing, like, yeah, the Yozakuras, like, I just can't do what Asa is saying to them. At the same time, the Yozakuras might get with Yo after just being like, yeah, these guys aren't really bad guys. Like, Asa's the one that's the main problem really. These guys are just like probably innocent souls that have been warped into Asa's sense of mentality and reality. So I kind of like to see that, like, the different contrast between like the encounter here, where between when we get to the encounter with Yo. Maybe it's like a computer game encounter and they just start chilling out playing computer games. But yeah, Hifumi goes on and says, like, oh, you have a sister, I have a brother. His name is Alfred. He's the smartest, coolest, cutest, amazing brother ever. He's super duper nice too, and calm. And the way he's currently is actually pointing, he's really fashionable. So basically going on and telling and spoiling to Nia about, like, oh, how great Asa is, and Nia's just like, yeah. Probably reminds me of how I feel my sister as well. And she mentions, like, I've got lots of other family members, they're really super nice and fun. Do you have other family members as well? And Nia's just like, yeah, kind of do, but it's a little bit complicated, especially when you see like the distorted image of Asa in the background, just being like, you better remember what you're gonna do. You must do it right now. And Nia's just like, yeah, I need to get away from her and find it. But before she can do that, we see Futaba coming in and just being like, oh, there you are. And then we have Nia just being like, oh crap. It's Futaba Yozakura. And before Futaba can even notice her, she's just looking at Creature being like, Creature, you're still useless, what a disgrace. And who's this? This cat-like lady here for me, and here for me, she's like, oh yeah, she's one of Mosu's experiments. We decided to get out of here together. And Futaba at this point is just being like, now actually seeing her, just being like, and Nia's just like, please, she's just got the sweat drops of just being like, please don't let her find out who I am. Please don't let her find out who I am. Please don't let her find out who I am. Before she goes on and says, Hifumi, listen to your auntie right now. My guts tell me she's the enemy, and my guts are always right. And Nia's just like, No, she's really freaking me out here. I am absolutely screwed right now. Did it really have to be the two eldest Yozakura siblings at once? That this 2-on-1 is gonna be rough. Oh, thanks a lot, Asa. Like, I can imagine they're gonna have a conversation when they get back, when Nee gets out of here. Just being like, why did I have to be the one to go and confront the two strongest Yozakura siblings at once? Like, you better pay me big time for this, Asa. That's probably going to be the conversation that they're going to have when Nee gets out of this situation. And at this point, Fruitspa is just being like, okay, now you might want to start talking now, lady. Why don't you tell us everything you know before... Hiyofumi was just like, no, basically giving the same excuse that she gave to Koichiro. Just like, no, she's not a bad lady, she's a good lady. My guts are telling me, and Alpha's telling me to trust my guts before we have Hiyofumi not realise it. Like, she's basically in that situation of just being like, where you have the big red button, like, don't touch the big red button. She's just like, no, auntie, my guts are telling me that, and Alpha's guts are telling me to trust my guts as well. And the hand is on the big red button as she attacks one of the walls, and the walls at this point are just like, intruder detected. And Nee recognises this as Mozu's automatic announcement before he goes on and says, this figuration required applying hot water right now. And at this point, it's just a geyser of lava just spewing out, and they're just there, just being like, lava, we gotta book her now here right now. And at this point, Nee is probably thinking like, oh crap, I didn't get the thing now, Asa's gonna kill me, but I see that I'm gonna kill him for making me being put in this situation. Before Hiyofumi says, come on, cat lady, no, nobody can stop Antifutable when she's mad, we have to run. And sure enough, because Fruitspa is like being surrounded by the geyser of lava, she's just like, okay, now they're really gonna get, as we just see Nee, Hiyofumi just grab both of Koichi's legs and just be like, boom, 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 just dragging him away. It's just like, we gotta book it out of here before we cut to the last bit of the chapter where we have this one little panel of Yo and Asa just playing a video game. And this is why I find Asa just fascinating as a film. Like, he could be like the most terrifying guy 1 minute, but the next minute he could be seen like playing a computer game and just being like, hey, I'm going to be the parental figure here, but still be a very terrifying person. Like, we've seen it in the shot, like, we've had these silhouettes of just Asa's like, you're going to do what you're going to do. And then you just see him right here just being like, yeah, do you think he's doing a proper job? Nope. Yeah, me neither. So yeah, that's just what makes him so fascinating. Like, you just don't know what situation he's gonna be in, but at the same time, when you see him in these situations, it's just kind of like him being as casual as this makes him even more scary, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the end of the chapter. So really, really good chapter, like better than last week's chapter, even though I feel like it should have been called like Nee's conflicting feelings or something like that, because it did focus more on like Nee being this like weird way of just being like, I need to do my mission for Asa, but at the same time I can't harm this child, even though I know she's a threat to Asa's plan. She's still a child, I cannot go through that. So it's nice to get that different angle for someone who's supposedly part of the final group of antagonists that we're going to get in the series, and it'll be interesting to see like how it affects all the other members of Asa's family moving forward, and like what their personalities and their relationships are going to be when they come into contact with the Yozakura family. In the same way that it might be similar to in this chapter, where they come to realize like, oh yeah, we're not so bad people, and maybe these interactions might actually cause Asa's family to actually turn on him, so that they have more info, because they're going to need as many people as possible to take down Asa. Because remember, Koichiro's blooming is the most powerful blooming in the series. It's basically the final step, and Asa was able to negate it just like that, like just freeze it over completely. So they're going to need as much power as possible to take this guy down, like whether or not that they'll have to kill him, see him away. But I feel like Asa needs to go by the end. Like, he's the one. Like, we've had Kawashita die in the series. We've had Momo potentially dying, and Asa needs to go. Like, the main like villain of the series like needs to be like taken care of in this manner, and like they're going to need as many reinforcements as possible, because when we get to the final battle of Asa, like that is, I am expecting like the biggest battle in the series. And even though I know Tayo and Karicho will be like the main perpetrators of that fight, I want everyone to be involved in that in some way. Like just the whole Yozakura family, their allies, and the allies that they made from potentially Asa's family, all coming together to take him down, to realise like, no, this is the guy that's caused all the pain for everyone in the series. Everyone in the series, he needs to go. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasher Luke signing off. Later, guys.